Yeah, hand in hand with the engineering work that's going to go on in the PE side and really that's to optimize the project in terms of its scope from both an economical point of view, the project economics, as well as the development timeline. And the development timeline is key. We're obviously looking to optimize that and be able to bring the projects into production as soon as possible. And we think it's prudent to start the permitting activities now, even though we're still in an updated PEA stage. The project has a vast repository of technical data. So we see working through a PFS and FS that can be certainly compressed. So the permitting is key to get underway. There's two components to that really. The first is the community consultation. The 2008 EIS that was awarded for the project did not have any significant consultation. There's now a greater onus on the proponents to provide that consultation. And that's certainly what we'll be doing. We have an exploration agreement already with the community's representative, Yati Neni, that includes consent subject to the conditions of the agreement for all our exploration activities up to and including a feasibility. So we're in a good position with the exploration and development work and have built a really solid foundation with the communities there. What's needed now is the project development consultation piece, where we'll be consulting with the communities around the potential mine. And we have a broad idea of how that mine is going to look based on the work that's been done to date. So we can start to talk to the communities about that. We're going to be starting an initial meeting with the representative this week with the view of actually undertaking individual consultations with the different communities and municipalities later this year. And we'll obviously design a plan and strategy for that. The second piece is the environmental baseline studies. Those are also expected to commence this year. There's two objectives there. The one is to address the change in project footprint. The original EIS that was granted was for much smaller open pit development at the Box deposit, and it included a flotation Merrill Crowe circuit. What we envisage for the project is bringing a Thona online quite early. That has not been permitted yet, as well as a tailings storage facility owing to the whole ore leach process we envisage from the processing side, which significantly improves the gold recoveries. So those are the two main scope changes, and those areas within the project need to be assessed environmentally, and therefore will require some additional data sets. The second reason is to verify the acceptability of the existing data. That approved EIS for Box contains there's a vast repository of historical data. We need to verify which of those data sets are still adequate and where additional data needs to be collected. But certainly having a legacy of historical environmental data does facilitate that timeline towards permitting. We have engaged with a consultant on the permitting side to help guide us through the process, someone who's very experienced. And over the next week or two, we'll be doing what's called a gap analysis, looking at what data we have, what might be needed, and then designing field programs for later in the summer, particularly focused around those longer lead time items where it's sensible to start that data collection right away.